Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we are going to talk about additional setup which is needed for master worker1 and worker2. So now we are going to set that in a IP address and host name, which is needed in all hosts to communicate each other locally. Because we are running into that in with help of a private IP address and that is needed. So we are going to do some steps into each and every host. So what we need to open that in a VMware, and once you'll open that in a VMware, as in last lecture we have seen that creating master worker1 and worker2 and all are there in a stop state. So click one by one and click on that in start. So master will be started, similarly worker1 and worker2. What additional step we need? If you are doing the first time, like in starting these ones, after that in following the previous lecture, so nobody, you'll be get something a screen, and it will be take a while. I'm in that like in master node at the moment. You can see that in here, and I'm in just typing that in login as a. You have to just click on that. So root and password. Now you can see that in IP space A, and my IP address is there. Okay, it's got bit change, 192.168.202 and 135, and for second one we have let's say, and for second one also we got that in 192, 168, 202, 136, and third one you have to click on that in a black area, root, root. So 35, 36 and 34. So worker 2 we got that in a 34, master got 35, and worker1 got that 36. So we have these three IP address, and what we need to, and if you'll get something like that, you can put that in control and alt screen. Now I can do that in a tab and here. So what we need to update, this is needed almost uh, this step, I'll be trying to fix that in IP address. Otherwise you have to just cross check that in before running that in these applications, because if you want to use by that in name of the host. So first step you have to perform host name, like in I'm performing to that in a master. So just copy this line. I'll place these ones into that in uh, screens. So let me close these ones and log into that in a VMware here, and that in a master. I mean that in with a root. So once we are in root, just right click on that, and you can paste it. So instead of doing these ones, because copy paste will be a bit hard here, so for master node we have here 192, 168, 202, 135. So open the putty. So once you open the putty, you will be see in previous I loaded that, but it IP address was different. So now we got the 135, and then master node 135, click on the save. Worker 1 got 136, putty, click on the load 136, save, and If you are for new, like in this is for 134. Yeah, I'm opening the master, double click on that, it will be ask, and then just type the root and whatever's password. So here it will be easy to copy paste that in a command, and copy it and right click on that, and now done. So if you type the BASH, now we are in that in, we can see that in, we are in that in a master node. Now for master node, what we got that in 135, and here we got the 136, and here you got the 134. This command also we need to perform it. So copy one by one, and we need to perform. Let's say I'm in the master, so what it will be done, it will be change that in vi/etc and host. So if you'll see now, the entry added with a 192.168.2.135 as a master. If your IP address is going to be changed, just edit it and change this ones. And same thing for you have to perform for this command, which will be add that in a same thing for like in worker 2 1 and worker 2 as well. And these ones bit static ones, I'll try to fix it. If not, just before running that in a code, log into that in all three and check into the etc host. Otherwise you can make one small script which will be take that in IP address, and you can replace it. Similarly, open that in another session for worker 1, and now we have to perform for this, and in a worker 1 as well, and right click, host name is done, and the same command, this is not needed because we have already done in above. So remove these ones, and top one just copy it and perform that in in node 2 as well. So if you'll see that in vid hosts, you can see that in a master, worker and worker 2 is added. Save it and say open that in another putty, and open the worker 2. Yes, and type the password and do that in a host name entry for that, and change that in add that in IP address as well. So what will be happening, I can do that in ping mstr. So here the master will be ping. If I'm there in the master, I can do that in a ping worker 2, or like in worker 1. So now it will be easy for identify as well. Instead of a local host, we can see that in a base, and now we are there in worker 2, and here we can say that in base, then we'll see that in worker 1. So this is the another way to identify that in all host, uh, which is of course needed. So this one is a mandatory one, and it will be not changed, and like in this and this as well. And once this configurations is done, almost so the IP address will be changed for you. Make sure you are extracting the IP address with a simple command IPA, and copy that in whatever's IP address you are getting, and under that in something like this ones, under that in ENS 33 or whatever is there, and that IP address will be considered for that. So that's all about in these lectures. We have did that in configurations what we needed, and now almost our kind of a productions now environment is up. And another thing you can see that in let's say we are there in master docker and version, then you will be see that in docker versions, and which will be there for all like in theory. same, because just we have did the clone. Yeah, so all three is like in same thing is running. Now we'll understand that in some of the terminology in more details, and that in Docker command, and then we'll start that in live demo. However, there is a few more way we are going to run that in this example one by that, uh, that one I'll be talking to that in a different lectures, otherwise video length is getting increased. And that's all about in this lecture, and thanks for watching.